Hello, my name is Peter Truick. Now, straight off the bat, I have to say I'm a physiotherapist, not a nutritionist, but I do know a thing or two about fat loss. When I was younger, I was unhealthy, and at the time, I didn't even know it. When I was 19, I spent a year at the Cricket High Performance Centre in Pretoria, South Africa. There, they just happened to do body fat percentage testing. Week 1, I was tested at 32% body fat. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any photos from this period because I was extremely self-conscious and happened to delete all of them. But I do, however, have a photo from 4 weeks later where I was tested at 28% body fat. My last skin fold that year was 11 months after the first one, and I was down to 12%. Now that was good, but what I'm really proud of is I've managed to keep it off over the years. And in this video, I'm going to explain how I did it. So, onto the belly fat burning. There just happens to be this magic diet pill that will... Oh wait, sorry, that's not for this video. More like, the hard pill you need to swallow is that it is not possible to spot reduce your belly fat. Where your body chooses to strip all its fat from is down to your parents. Yes, it's your genetics, and there's nothing that you or any fancy diet pill can do to change that. I am unlucky because where I store most of my fat just happens to be in that tire section around the waist. But guess what? Even at the end of my bulk, there are still visible abs 9 years after my fitness journey started. Now, if you do want to get technical, you can reduce belly fat in the broader sense of the word. The evidence base suggests that trans fats, which are commonly found in baked goods, ultra-processed foods, fried foods, and some dairy products, are more likely to be stored as visceral fat. Now, visceral fat is not to be confused with belly fat. Visceral fat is the term used to describe fat that surrounds your organs. The fat we'll want to lose is called subcutaneous fat, which is fat underneath the skin. Because most of your organs are in the belly region, the less visceral fat you have, the smaller your abdomen region will be. Take a look at this chart from a study looking at why men seem to store more fat in this region than women. It shows that dietary fat is a big part of the problem. They suggest consuming less fat per meal and having more meals throughout the day will slow down visceral fat storage. They also say lifestyle factors can do the same thing, i.e., do more exercise. This does not mean that if you cut out all trans fats and you start exercising, you'll automatically lose belly fat. That I can promise you. In order to lose fat, you need one thing, and it's a simple equation. The energy you consume needs to be less than the energy used by your body. If you're taking in less energy than your body is using, you will lose weight. Now, if you're an avid gym rat like myself, losing weight in the form of fat is brilliant, but what we don't like losing is all that hard-earned muscle that we work so hard to gain during our nice, clean, healthy bulks. Luckily, there are a couple of tricks at our disposal. Firstly, we can limit muscle loss by adding in resistance training. So go and hit the gym, or do calisthenics, or do CrossFit, or whatever form of resistance training floats your boat. Just enjoy what you do. More on this later. Secondly, we need to slow down the rate of weight loss and up the intake of protein. If you are slightly overweight or you're looking to get shredded from already lean to mind-blowingly peeled, then for every kilogram of body weight, eat 2 grams of protein. If you are really overweight or obese, then take your height in centimeters and have 1 gram of protein per centimeter as a rule of thumb. We need to stop thinking all foods are just foods. Highly processed foods tend to have lower thermic effect, which means they get broken down by the body with minimal effort. Whereas whole foods, although the macros are still the same, the body will use more energy breaking them down. Sometimes just this change can help tip the scales in your favor, making it easier for you to hit your energy deficit. When it comes to exercise or cardio, to all of you who thought I would say go for the high intensity interval training for the magical afterburn effect, well done, you were wrong. This effect is almost negligible. It has been shown that low intensity steady state cardio when combined with resistance training will help maintain muscle mass while still losing weight. It is recommended that you should spend about half the time you spend on resistance training doing steady state cardio. If you'd like a more in-depth video on cardio zones and the fundamental differences of HIIT versus less cardio, let me know in the comment section below. So what does all of this mean for you guys watching? Well, I always recommend starting out by finding your maintenance calories. This in itself is a nightmare as food labels are very inaccurate and you will need to weigh your food. I use MyFitnessPal and I'll put a link to that in the description. It is a free app with a really good base of foods that you can scan barcodes for all the nutritional information. It will be a bit of trial and error for this one. You can try a calorie suggestion website based on your height and weight and activity levels, but this should not be taken as an absolute. You can use that as a start and eat that many calories for a week and see what happens to your weight. Once you've found your maintenance number, I recommend aiming for the smallest deficit. Look to lose around 0.5% of your body weight per week if you're already lean and about 1% of your body weight per week if the winter bulk was that little bit too enjoyable. You can get your calculator out and say that 1 pound or 0.45 kilograms of fat is equivalent to 3,500 calories. You can use this number to determine your deficit. So a 3,500 calorie deficit per week or 500 calorie deficit per day will result in a 1 pound or 0.45 kilogram weight loss in that week. I would definitely recommend adding in cardio exercise. Start off with 1 day a week, and once you've reached a plateau, instead of eating less, add in another cardio session a week or 2 more if you need to. If you start out with a daily cardio and massive deficit, then where do you go to once you reach that inevitable plateau? Now, if on day 3 you weigh yourself and you've lost a ton of weight, just remember, you will lose some water weight initially, and that's normal. When it comes to tracking your weight, weigh yourself daily and take all the numbers and find the middle number, not the average, the middle number for that week. It is perfectly normal for your weight to fluctuate from day to day. Comparing last week's middle number to this week's middle number will help iron out the inaccuracies from those fluctuations. The big question is, should I carb cut? Should I do keto or carnivore, vegetarian, vegan, or if it fits your macros? The answer for this one is really simple. Any of them will work as long as you remember the equation from earlier, energy in versus energy out. While I was at university and cooking for myself and eating by myself, I had really good results with a keto diet. And look at last year, for summer I cut with a carnivore diet, and yes, they both worked really well and I felt good doing them. Where I am this year is I have people to eat dinner with, and cooking different meals is a problem, so I've gone over to the if it fits your macros diet, and I'm sure this will also work. Do the diet that you enjoy the most and you can do for a long period of time, as long as you feel good on the diet and it fits in with your lifestyle at that point in your life. So how do you set your target weight? Let's look at where I'm at right now. I'm looking to get shredded for the summer. My starting weight was 84.2 kilograms at roughly 16% body fat, give or take a little. By the way, if you don't already own a good scale, it's time to invest. And if you can, get one that measures body fat percentage. Not because it's accurate, but what it can do is track your trend quite well. I want to get to the 8% body fat mark by June 2024. This gives me exactly 16 weeks. Right, time for some quick maths. If I'm at 16% body fat, that means I have a lean mass at the moment of 70.73 kilograms. So basically, if I had no fat on me, this is what I'd weigh. Now we can calculate the 8% of 70.73, which is 5.66 kilograms. Adding this to my lean mass will give me a target weight of 76.39 kilograms. So this means I have 16 weeks to lose 7.81 kilograms, and this will leave me to lose 0.48 kilograms a week. My maintenance is roughly 3,000 calories per day. To hit my target of roughly 0.5 kilograms per week, I need a 500 calorie daily deficit. I'm eating 2,500 calories with 170 to 180 grams of protein a day, and doing 1 weekly cardio session. For me, this is walking on a treadmill. I'm also doing a push-pull leg split and throwing in an arm day once a week. So I'm going to the gym 7 days a week, and this I've been doing for quite a while. Now you know how to lose the weight. How do you keep it off? Over 50% of the people who lose weight will rebound. There is some evidence to show that this is not necessarily our fault. It states that people who are more driven by short-term goals will be more likely to rebound compared to people who are driven by more long-term goals. Take a donut, for example. Short-term joy over long-term weight loss? I mean, you see where this is going. To keep weight off, you need to compromise. Not every meal of every day will be healthy and perfect. You will No, let's try that again. You need to cheat sometimes. Take an exam, for example. Now, don't cheat on your exams, but how many of us aim for 100%? We'll be stoked with 80. So if we take 5 meals a day, including snacks, for 7 days a week, it gives us a total of 35 meals and or snacks per week. If we want to get 80% of 35, that's 28 healthy meals. That shows us that we have 7 cheat meals. Now please don't go crazy with these cheat meals. You still need to track them and you still need to stay below your calorie goal for that week. The key to longevity is balance, and this is where the enjoyment of what you do comes into play. Whatever form of exercise you love and you can do every week for the next 5, 10 or 50 years, that will be the thing that keeps your weight off. If you're a beginner looking for advice on how to gym, then please check out my beginner training video. A full workout is included in that video, and if you have any questions regarding fat loss and or muscle building, let me know down in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching, and if you liked the video, smash that thumbs up button and go check out some of my other videos. If you enjoy those, then please hit subscribe. All the support is much appreciated. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.